paired perfectly with philanthropy. Come play, dine, celebrate, and connect. No membership required. All ages welcome. Eat, play, serve it forward. Visit theservepickleball.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be back with you, my friend. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. How was your trip?
It was magnificent. We had a week of beautiful weather and lots of ocean surprises with dolphins and turtles and just paradise.
And kids and
And
your
kids
granddaughter?
and a granddaughter who's almost 2 with big feelings and big personality.
And does she know the word no?
Yes, she does. She loved the water. She would say happy when she was in the water until we took her to the aquarium and she met a shark. So after she came
She
back,
wasn't so happy.
she would stand on the shore and go, shark! And we'd be like, no, we're not. We didn't see any sharks.
Oh
But
my gosh.
she was afraid to go in the water after that. But no, we were very entertained. But Dee Dee and Pop to Pop were in bed every night at 8 o'clock and up every morning at 6. So we need a vacation from our vacation.
Yes, I'm
but
sure you do.
it was lovely. We really enjoyed it. And it's reentry is always difficult. Difficult to
It
come
is.
back.
It is.
For
Yeah.
sure. But I know I missed you guys last week. I don't know if they did a rerun. I'm pretty sure they did.
They did with Heath Barchette.
But how are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Good. I have a little gift from you, from
Yay.
Heidi.
I love it.
210 Collective
Fabulous.
gave you some
Oh,
hand soap.
that was our guest a couple of weeks ago. 210 Collective. They work with young adults with
Yes.
special needs, and they do fundraisers. And this is one of the things they made
Yeah.
for the fundraiser. So thank you for that. That's so
Yeah.
lovely. I appreciate that. I know that we've just gotten some recent breaking news here about the death of Dolly Parton, and that
Yes.
is really, just really, really sad news. She was such a giant in
Yes.
the music world and a legend, and she's going to be deeply missed for sure. And I know from our perspective at Hope House, we have Dolly's Imaginarium where we try to get the kids to sign up for Dolly's free books that they get.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get free books once a month through the Dolly Library, Imaginarium Library. And it's a game changer for children who are living in trauma and don't have a whole lot of exposure to literacy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we love Dolly for that. So I hope that legacy lives on. And
Well, I'm just grateful that she went peacefully.
yes, absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful soul, beautiful person inside and out who did something spectacular with her life.
Yes.
And I had the great honor and privilege to meet her one time when my brother was on tour with her, and she was just a homebody.
Yeah.
She truly was. She was larger than life on stage, but backstage she was baking cookies and had flour all over her and just kind of just
A normal
a
person.
normal person, which most celebrities are. So
Yeah. Well, and I want to thank you for my big carload full of toys that you donated.
you are welcome. That was Jen and I. We got a phone call from a church, the Barstool Church in Huntersville, they support a food bank up in Lake Lure, and they get a donation from, I think it's called Spokes of Hope, if I'm not mistaken. And they had gotten a very large donation of food and some other supplies, and they said, can Hope House use them? Yes, we can always use them. And so when they showed up, it was just boxes and boxes of action figures and
Which we go through like
which
water.
I was like, hey, I know who I'm calling. And then one giant pallet of pillows that I was shortly getting ready to go on vacation. And at that point, I said to Jen, take a picture of me inside of this pallet box surrounded by all these pictures because I need to be buried at this point. So we were able to call Tim Boo, wonderful
Yep.
guy. Jen reached out to him, and he was there within an hour or two.
Yeah,
Picked them
yeah.
all up, brought them over to storage, and happy that we can partner with you
Yeah. Well,
with the amazing work that you do.
it's fun. I love it.
Yeah. And so I am super excited about our guest today. We have been partners for a very long time and so honored to be in this business with them because I don't think people understand, and Zach's going to tell his story to us, that when we transition a family into Hope House who has either been living homeless or in their car or in a situation, We have to take about 2 to 3 months to actually teach them how to go to sleep in a bed.
Isn't that sad?
They don't understand that they are worthy of that. And we make beds are a big deal for us because we understand the impact it has on people's
Yes.
lives. And we do a big process of getting it ready, knowing that a 4-year-old is coming. So Spider-Man bedding on there, or a mom who's been through something pink with ribbons. Or we really try. In fact, Jen was making beds today. She's here with us in our Joy Cottage. We'll be transitioning a family into that on Thursday, and she said, the bedding we have here is really ugly. It's gray and striped. Can you find something nicer? So I made a quick run to the store and we got something pastel and pretty for them because
Yes.
we really put a lot of effort and joy into getting a bed ready for a family. And of course, we pray over it and try to make it, give them a good start. So the business that Zack is in and what he's doing is making a lot of beds and a lot of hope happen. We're going to hear about that
Well,
today.
everybody will know who we're talking about when I share that ad where the little girl runs in and goes, "Oh, I have a bed."
Oh, it's a
And
big
then she goes,
deal.
"Mommy, we have a table."
It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
And
If
then the
you,
mom says, "Can you say thank you? Thank you so much."
oh,
Just sweet little voice.
we take so much for granted in our
Yes,
lives,
we
don't
do.
we?
We
And
do.
one time, Jen and I had the honor of helping a woman that had been out on the streets for 12 years in a
Oh,
tent. And when we brought her to Hope House and put her in a bed, it took us months to get her in that bed, and then months to go underneath the covers, and months to lay
oh
her head
my
down on the
gosh.
pillow. And we just couldn't figure it out. Like, why? And she said, I've been sleeping in a chair for the last 12 years. Why would I need a bed? So we just really, really, really honor
Yeah.
the work that Beds for Kids is doing
Yeah.
because we understand the impact a bed makes on a child's life and on
And
an
an
adult's.
adult.
Yeah, and an adult's life.
Yeah.
So it's a
I
big,
mean,
big
that's
deal.
something we all take for granted.
Totally. Totally. I get behind the wheel in my car and I think, how could I sleep in here?
Yeah, I do too.
This wouldn't be very comfortable, right? I
Yeah.
don't even know what that would feel like. So when we have the honor of being blessed by Beds for Kids or with Beds for Kids, it's a big deal.
It is.
So we're going to hear about the big deal Zach today, who is just recently had a promotion. He is the new executive director. So exciting. He was the director of operations at Beds for Kids, which is also a big deal.
Yes.
But now being the ED, I said when he walked in, you look like you've lost weight and maybe a little stress going on in your life that we can relate to.
Yeah.
But we are excited that he's here. And
Well, I think it is, as we've talked about lately, it is a stressful time. And I
yes,
think for the nonprofits, it's really
yes,
stressful.
yes. It is a very
People are
difficult
trying
time.
to survive, and here we are trying to
Well,
survive as well.
and we're hearing more and more families with the eviction rates. The eviction rates are up 76% in Charlotte, which is outrageous. And so we can't take a family in without one eviction. Some of them have two. So you're going to see the homeless numbers really jump
Oh my
substantially.
gosh,
And
that's so sad.
we're taking a drink from a fire hose, aren't we, Jen?
Totally are.
Yeah, so we're trying to get them in as fast as we can, and so we are ready to go for break. This time is going to fly today. I hope that our listeners are prepared to be amazed at the work that Beds for Kids does, and be introduced to Zach, and hopefully we'll hear from Jen today, the social
That's
worker
right.
at Hope House.
Yes.
She might have a thing or two to say. We'll be right here, back shortly on Community Centered.
Good news lives here. It's Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, after a pretty comfortable and refreshing start, first one in a while, looking at a nice afternoon around Lake Norman. Plenty of sunshine and mid and upper 80s for the afternoon. No rain worries for now, but our humidity starts to increase for our Wednesday, and with that also comes the chance for a few pop-up storms that will add it to the forecast to finish out the work week. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Looking for something to do around Lake Norman? Plenty of options, from live music and comedy to community events, fundraisers, and even a little early Christmas shopping. Here is your WSIC community calendar.
Every Thursday, it's Live Music Thursdays at the Serve in Cornelius. Enjoy live music in the lounge while you play pickleball, grab a bite, or enjoy a drink. Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Serve in Cornelius.
On Thursday, August 27th, enjoy the Horses and Hope dinner party at Splendor Pond in Mooresville. There'll be dinner, live music, silent auctions, and stories of hope and healing, all benefiting Soul to Soul Connection and its mental health support for veterans, first responders, military members, and their families.
And Friday morning, Good Morning LKN returns to Josh's Farmers Market in Mooresville from 7 to 9 a.m. Check out the market's new location and start your Friday with Good Morning LKN.
Also on August 28th, the Building Hope and Healing Hearts Dinner takes place at Trump National Golf Club in Mooresville. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres, an open bar, and dinner overlooking Lake Norman while supporting the Brown Family Grief Center and its mission to bring a dedicated grief center to Iredell County.
Saturday, August 29th brings Stand Up for Good to Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius. Comedy starts at 8 p.m., featuring Eric O'Shea, E.J. Masicampo, and host Ramona Holloway. Proceeds benefit Pharos Parenting and its child abuse prevention and family support programs.
For dates, details, tickets, and more events happening around the Lake Norman area, check out liveworkplaylkn.com.
That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawFirm.com.
Shining a light on who's making a difference. It's Community Centered, hosted by Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. We love call-ins, so if you have a question for anybody here, please feel free. I just want to put a quick plug in before I give you the phone number. We are still looking for wedding dresses. So if you have a wedding dress that you know you won't use again, call and let us know. Call the studio, 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-STUDIO-4. And let them know your information. I'll get back in touch with you. But it is my pleasure.
Margie, tell them what those wedding dresses are for.
We make baby blankets for the babies, the new babies who have passed on.
Okay.
So that the nurse can bring that baby bundled and a beautiful blanket that was loved and cherished to give to their parents for their last goodbye.
Awesome.
So we have today our guest, as you know, is Bed for Kids. I absolutely love what you do. You've been in business 15 years. Zack Smith, Executive Director for Beds for Kids. Welcome.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you, Margie and Debbie. It's an honor to be here. I get the privilege of working every day at Beds for Kids, and if you're unfamiliar and don't know what we do, we provide beds and essential furniture to children and their families in need. So really any family that has worked really hard to get into stable housing, but furniture is just a little bit out of reach.
And you were just Beds for Kids when you started, but now you're taking dining room tables, furniture. Does it have to be new?
It does not have to be new. We really try to provide everything, items that are in great shape so we can provide a dignifying experience to the clients, but we can take donated furniture. If you're replacing something and you want to donate it, we'll get it back into our community.
What a beautiful way to give back.
Margie, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the word furniture poverty, but there's such a thing where people that work
No, I've
so
always had so
hard-
much of it. I've been grateful. that-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Zach alluded to it, is that folks work so hard to get into housing, and it takes every penny so that when it finally happens, it's an empty house or
That's
an
right.
empty apartment.
Yeah.
So they are furniture poverty. So their mission to fill these homes up for families, especially with children, is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Tell us more about that, Zach.
Yeah, so furniture poverty, I think, is a lot of people don't know about it because it hides behind closed doors. You
Mhm.
don't you can see homelessness a little bit more tangibly, and our issue that we're fighting every day hides behind a door, and people don't want to invite you into their space if they don't have beds and furniture. So
That's right.
when our founder, he had a couch actually that he wanted to donate, and when he went in to measure for that space, he realized that the entire house was completely empty, and he was like, "We can't just stop with providing this couch. We've got to get the kids the beds that they
That's
need."
right.
And so it started with his Bible study, pulling together the rest of those resources and serving that family with all of the items: kitchen table, chairs, a sofa, beds, and dressers to keep clothes off of the floor. And a lot of times we'll go into spaces and families will have everything that they own in a trash bag in the corner of their room. And so we like to be able to provide items that they can store their clothes in as well and make their space feel more like a permanent residence. It's been special work. So they started at serving that first family and began to ask questions around the city. Who's doing work like this? We'll just partner alongside of them.
That's
we
right.
don't need to get more involved. And unfortunately at the time there was nobody operating as a furniture bank, which is what we would call ourselves. We just like a food bank, we collect as much furniture we can from the community and serve it out. They went and talked with our first referral agency, which was Charlotte Family Housing, and they explained what they had just done. And they said, "Are you seeing any need like this in the families that you're working with?" And Darren Ash looked at us and he said, "I have 238 names just like the family
Oh my gosh.
that you served. And yeah, I can send you that list and you can get going on it right away."
Oh my gosh.
And so that is really why Beds for Kids began. They saw a need.
You have done over 25,000 beds.
25,000 beds since inception, and we just celebrated 10,000 home deliveries, so full homes of furniture.
That's a
since
lot.
That's where's the applause button? That is a major, major thing. It truly is. What an impact you're making on this city.
Yeah.
Now, in city, so we think of Beds for Kids from Charlotte, but you are here in the Lake Norman area. And years ago, there used to be a Beds for Kids Lake Norman.
Yes.
And it was over by Bailey Road. And
That's the one I'm thinking about
yes.
that we used in the beginning.
And there was a lot of housewares and things like that you could come in and get some things from. They had some interesting things in there. We always had a good time going in there with the guys, but that went away, right? And then everything moved, and you've just recently moved again.
Yeah, so that space was awesome for our ability to start serving in this area. We say we serve in Mecklenburg, Cabarrus, and Union counties, and so we still are operating in this area. We still serve families. The cost of having that warehouse was just too expensive for us to be able to keep at the time, but we definitely want anybody listening to this to know if you are in need of beds and furniture, we serve in this area, but also if you have items to donate, we'll still
I think that's
receive
wonderful.
those as well.
So how does someone do that? Let's say I'm listening and I'm getting a new dining room set and I'm so excited about it. How do I make that happen with Beds for Kids?
Yeah, so if you go on our website, that's bedsforkids.org, spelled out BEDSFORKIDS.org. You can go directly on there and there's a drop down where you can say donate furniture, and it'll put you directly in contact with a form to say exactly what items that you have for donation. The easiest way is literally you could come to our warehouse today. If you have a vehicle to drop it off to us, that's the easiest way to get it to us. But we also have
That's
trucks.
your dream way.
That's our dream way. But we also have trucks that will come pick items up as well. So.
And I think you've partnered with, haven't you, like Davidson College, when you've done some dormitory move out, so you've gotten like lots of beds and dressers that way. That's always fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Bulk furniture donations have grown tremendously as we've been able to get larger warehouse facilities because we have a limited, just like most nonprofits, we have a small staff that works really hard, but we have a dedicated volunteer base.
Well, I've been doing a lot with grief lately because I've been going through it with loss of my husband. And the funeral homes are doing a lot today to get people to prepare for their end of life. And I'm going to recommend that in my little bag where my kids know it's on my door, I have everything that I want. What I want to wear, the jewelry I want to have on me. That's number 2. But I'm going to put Beds for Kids.
Thank you.
Yeah, for all the beds, bedding, and furniture that they don't know what to do with. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, we were contacted a while back by Symphony Park. So there's a lot of folks that are
Yes.
downsizing and moving into Symphony Park and said, "Well, what do we do with all the furniture?"
That's
So
right.
the
But what a
staff reached
wonderful way to give
yeah, the
back.
staff reached out to us and we said, "Well, our partners are Beds for Kids, so please make sure that you call
Yeah.
them." And so how long would that take? Let's say I'm moving in, what would that process look like?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways. We have a partnership with Resupply, and they can come literally same day and get items. There's a little bit of higher cost with that one for the service to come right away. But if not, we'll get you on the schedule usually within 1 to 2 weeks to come pick up. So we like to tell people if you know you're going to be moving or downsizing, let us know ahead of time so we can make arrangements because when we send a truck to you to pick up furniture, it's a truck that we can't send to serve a family. And so we're always trying to balance the logistics of how do we utilize the trucks that we have to serve the most people. And we obviously need furniture to be able to do that as well.
Okay, that's
yeah.
great. That's great to know because at Hope House we do get a lot of people that are calling that are saying we're moving, we have all this furniture. What do we do with it? Do you pick up? No, because this would be the pickup,
We do
and
not.
we do not do that, do we, Jen?
Well, we have, but we do not.
Yeah, we have in the past done that, but we do not. But I'm the one at Hope House that always takes everything because you never know, right? Jen is the minimalist. Jen says, no, we don't need that. And today, someone arrived with a dresser and 2 end tables, and I said, but we have a move out coming and a move in, so we're taking that, Jen. She said, all right, we're taking that. But we do a lot of schlepping of furniture too in this business for sure because we want to make sure that people have everything that they need and
That's right.
are off to a good start and have
Well, I've given
those.
you a lot of clothes.
I know we love that,
And a
Margie.
car.
We love that. Yes, we do. We have given away 6 cars this year, which is incredible. So we've been extraordinarily blessed this
Yeah.
year for sure. Even though that things have been tough, we've definitely been blessed.
Well, I think sometimes all we need to do is ask.
Absolutely. And, I want the listeners to know that, in this great recycle world, right? What a wonderful way to recycle your clothing,
Yes.
your furniture, your cars. There are organizations out there that desperately need this information. I know there was a while back, Zach, and maybe you can confirm, lamps were like a thing. No, you can't get people to donate a lamp. And what is good is a home without light in it, right? And we have a lot of families that just don't have lamps or, things to put on their wall that we're thinking, oh, that old artwork, I don't,
know.
want that anymore.
Yeah,
What a great way to repurpose it, to give it to a family, to give it new life,
that's right.
and think of the joy that it brought you that you're now being able to pass that
That's
on
right.
to,
Yes.
to someone
What a
else.
gift.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What
Gift that keeps on giving.
are there any items you wouldn't take?
Yeah, so that's a great question. The biggest thing that we're picky on is really mattresses or upholstery that have stains, rips, or
Yes.
tears.
Yeah.
Again, we believe what you give someone is what you think about them, and so we
Mm.
really say if you can inspect the items that you're wanting to donate to make sure that they're in the best condition
That's right.
possible. But any essential furniture we can accept.
Okay, fabulous. And I think there's a rule with the mattresses,
Less than 8 years,
less
no
than
rips,
8
tears, or
years. So
stains.
if you're thinking about donating, remember less than 8 years with your mattress. We're getting ready to go to another station break. We want to give a shout out to the McIntosh Law Firm for their sponsorship of this show. It is fabulous that they support you and I, Margie.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back here on Community Centered.
Good news lives here. It's Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, after a pretty comfortable and refreshing start, first one in a while, looking at a nice afternoon around Lake Norman. Plenty of sunshine and mid and upper 80s for the afternoon. No rain worries for now, but our humidity starts to increase for our Wednesday, and with that also comes the chance for a few pop-up storms that will add it to the forecast to finish out the work week. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawFirm.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Celebrating a life beautifully remembered. Bennett Funeral Service gently guides families through honoring a loved one's life. Family-owned and local, we offer personalized funeral and cremation services, along with veteran honors and compassionate aftercare and grief support. Call 828-465-2111 or visit BennettFuneralService.com. Because there is a difference.
Make your work easier with Eagle Rentals of Troutman and Statesville. Eagle Rentals has generators, heaters, fans, painting equipment, floor care equipment, pressure washers, lighting equipment, and lawn care equipment. Plus, Eagle Rentals has construction equipment like forklifts, bobcat loaders, backhoes, excavators, and more. Reserve online at EagleRentals.com. That's EagleRentals.com.
The weather's warm and your backyard is calling. G&B Energy makes it easy to bring people together with premium grills, cozy fire features, and clean, efficient propane to make your outdoor season sizzle. G&B Energy features grills by Big Green Egg, Napoleon, and Wilmington, plus reliable expert service. Swing by on Tuesdays and get your grill tank filled for only $10. You heard right, $10 Tuesdays at any G&B Energy location. Visit gbenergy.com for details.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. More retailers, such as H&M, are cutting more plus-sized options from their inventory as more shoppers reach for GLP-1s. Companies aren't explicitly saying what's behind the shift, but industry experts are pointing to weight loss drugs for the drop in demand. According to research from PwC, around 21% of U.S. households include someone using a GLP-1. Meanwhile, some PepsiCo employees were notified that weight loss drugs will no longer be covered by their company's health insurance as of October due to skyrocketing costs. Those medications have become one of the fastest-growing costs in the PepsiCo plans. That's according to an email sent to some employees. Apple just announcing its Mac Mini and Mac Studio desktop computers have been upgraded for the first time in around 2 years with new M6 or M5 Pro chips that deliver more storage and faster AI capabilities. Apple is also expected to shortly be sending out invitations for its iPhone launch presentation. Markets all in the green with the Dow and S&P up around 0.25%, while the Nasdaq has gained around 0.5%. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
Real people making a real impact. The McIntosh Law Firm brings you community-centered, right here on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. You're listening to Community Centered, and I'm one of your hostesses, Debbie O'Hanley, with my friend Margi Kyle. So good to be reunited with you.
I know.
And we are talking with the fabulous Zack Smith of Beds for Kids. I can't say enough good things about this organization and the work that they do. The numbers are impressive, but the stories are probably the better part of this organization, because I'm sure Zack can attest to, you know, I know Jen and Jen is here, my social worker from Hope House, my sidekick, my clique, my Thelma to my Louise, whatever you want to call her. we've had the honor of being able to go on some of those deliveries when Beds for Kids have been there. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out without getting tearful about what that looks like. But when you stand in the presence of someone who has worked so hard to help their family get off the street, and you know when you have that little girl commercial, right, of my bed is here, what that looks like. And then you see the staff of Beds for Kids say, can we pray? And gather around this bed, giving this family this fresh new start of that is so significantly impacting. It makes, the work that Jen and I do that much more significant because there are days, let me tell you, there are days we're doing this going, why aren't we raising puppies instead? Because this is really hard. So to have that partnership of
Yes.
knowing that they take care of that piece of it and then pray over it and offer that family the opportunity. Jen, tell our listeners what that referral process looks like when you have a family at Hope House that's ready for Beds for Kids. What does that look like?
So I normally sit down with them and then ask them exactly what they need. We go over that you guys have an amazing website referral process now. Yeah.
It's been awesome to see how that started.
It's very easy to use. And so we just kind of sit through the list and say, hey, do you need a bed? Do you need what size bed? And I love that you guys offer bigger size beds now too. It's not just twins.
Right.
So they light up when they see that they can get a queen or a king. Well, you don't have kings.
Twin,
yet.
fulls, and queens.
Queens, yeah, queen size bed. But so we'll just sit there and go through the list and say, hey, do you need this? Do you need that? And your website is just amazing because I can say, oh, you can only get one of this or you can get two of this. So we just go through the list and then at the end I say, you're going to have to pay for that. Could you explain how much?
Yeah, so if you want all of the beds in your home, thank you for bringing up the fee. So there is a small fee that we charge. It's either $60 for all of the beds in the home. That doesn't matter if it's two
Wow.
beds or 10 beds. It's $60 flat fee or $100 for all of the beds and furniture in the home. So we've had those prices from the very beginning because one of our founders was talking with Charlotte Family Housing, and he really encouraged, hey, have this dignity fee. A lot of these families have been working really hard, and they've gone to a food shelter. They've gone to these places, and they just sit in a line, and they get what people want to give them. And we want to change this to be more of a customer interaction experience of feels like you're shopping at a furniture store when we show up with our truck.
And so it does. And they can pick exactly what they need and what they don't need. So
And Jen works with them with financial literacy, right? So when we know we're getting housing ready, which is what we call it, she's like, okay, we've got to work into your budget the fee that you're going to be paying Beds for Kids. We have never had someone say, oh, I have to pay. They invariably say, oh, I get to pay? Like they're so excited about the opportunity to invest back in themselves. Which
Absolutely.
Is incredible.
We, our founder would always share one of the first experiences. He was setting up a bunk bed for a father and two boys. And at the end of the delivery, the father kind of pulled Daniel over to the side and said, thank you so much. And again, they hear that a lot. They provide a lot of beds. And the boys, each boy took a $20 bill and they paid for that
sweet.
delivery.
That's beautiful.
And he was saying thank you because that's one of the first times they've seen me provide in a tangible way. And so it changes the story from look at what Beds for Kids is doing and no, look what you're doing. You've worked really hard, and we want that to be the story is you're the one who should be celebrated for the hard
and it's
work.
Obtainable.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean,
it's doable.
Yeah.
Do you remember some of the deliveries we've gone on, Jen, where the family was working? So you and I had to be the ones there to accept the furniture. And so we would totally get into it. We'd be hanging pictures and turning lights on and making beds. But again, I go back to that sacred moment of making someone's bed, knowing that this is a new, fresh opportunity for them, where we've had this incredible moment with them where you've journeyed with us from Hope House to no bed to now a house full of furniture and a bed
and I love to see it decorated.
Yeah.
So when I go back I can still work with them after they leave Hope House for about a month or two. I'll still go and meet with them once a week. So even the most recent that just moved out, she was so proud for me to come see what her place looked like. So yeah,
It was a big
is.
moment.
It is.
It always is a big moment for them because it's a like you say, a
Well,
tangible
look at
goal.
what they've accomplished.
I know they've achieved
Yeah.
something, right? And
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, it's donated furniture. No, I bought that. It's
Yes.
dignity. It's their future,
That's right.
and it's their children's future
And
too.
it's
So
respect for what they're
we
getting.
don't talk much about the fact that I think what was the last count? 4,588 children sleep homeless
Mhm.
every night, and that doesn't count the kids that are doubled up or on the floor of a hotel or in a car because those statistics don't get reported. These are just numbers of people that have said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're living homeless." So when you think about what this community needs, right,
Yes.
and the work that Beds for Kids are doing, 4,000 kids without a bed? Imagine.
No, I can't.
And today was the first day of school for a lot of
I
them.
know.
So, what difference a bed makes in changing their
Yeah.
education, their nutrition, their everything about their
Yeah.
lives. And Jen sees that, that once they receive the bed, it's a life
Yeah.
changer.
Yes.
Life changer. This is serious stuff that we're talking about here. So again, if we have a caller, 844-STUDIO-4, give us a call. Throw Zack a shout out, give him a pat on the back for the amazing work that he's doing here in our community. Or if you have furniture you want to donate, make sure that you get that out there. I'm
Yes.
thinking there's probably stuff in my house
I
too that I
know.
could be getting rid of as well. But Zack, do you have any special story of a significant family that you can
Yeah.
recall?
There's one that was coming to mind with the hard work that these families are doing. I served a mom with two kids about 6 months ago. One of our employees wasn't able to make it in that day, and so I hopped on the truck to go again because we all kind of
Do what
help
we
with
do.
what we can. And I got the privilege to serve this mom who had moved into a new space, and we were talking at the end, asking about prayer requests, and she just kind of broke down. It had been a really long journey to get into that spot, and they had put in over 35 rental applications. So again, you think about the cost.
Yes.
It's not just the the deposit that you have to put in for rent when you start, but all of the different ways that they have to put a request to be able to get an application. And again, because of her story, a lot of people were turning her down because of what she had and her story. But she eventually found a landlord that took a risk on her and said, we believe in what you're doing. And we were able to go in and provide a bunk bed and provide a full house of furniture. And she had just had a really amazing story. And so that was a more recent one. My first delivery, though, kind of why I got involved with the organization to begin with. I was home one summer from college, and my parents were letting me live at their house, and they're like, if you're going to stay here, you need to do something. We're not just going to let you sit here. And so they had volunteered at Beds for Kids, and they said, go give it a shot. I think you'd enjoy it. And I drove to the warehouse, and then we got in a truck, and I got to go serve a family, and we drove right back past my house, just 5 minutes down the road. So this family would have been right zoned for the same schools that I was zoned for. And we walked in, and there was a kid eating a bowl of cereal on the floor. And when we left, he had a kitchen table that he was finishing that bowl of cereal on. And I haven't been able to get that picture out of my head.
You can't.
That's
You
right.
just can't. Well, again, we are ready for a station break. You did a good job, Jen.
Thanks.
We are so honored that Beds for Kids is here with us today, Margie. You as an interior designer, this must be special to you because
Very
furniture
much
is
so.
kind of a thing
Yes.
for you. So we are honored that you're here with telling us. We'll be back from station break here shortly, and we're talking with Zack Smith with Beds for Kids. We'll be right back.
Spotlight and kindness, one story at a time. It's community centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle. Presented by the McIntosh Law Firm on WSIC.
Well, after a pretty comfortable and refreshing start, first one in a while, looking at a nice afternoon around Lake Norman. Plenty of sunshine and mid and upper 80s for the afternoon. No rain worries for now, but our humidity starts to increase for our Wednesday, and with that also comes the chance for a few pop-up storms that will add into the forecast to finish out the work week. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Looking for something to do around Lake Norman? Plenty of options. From live music and comedy to community events, fundraisers, and even a little early Christmas shopping. Here is your WSIC community calendar.
Every Thursday, it's Live Music Thursdays at the Serve in Cornelius. Enjoy live music in the lounge while you play pickleball, grab a bite, or enjoy a drink. Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Serve in Cornelius. On Thursday, August 27th, enjoy the Horses and Hope dinner party at Splendor Pond in Mooresville. There'll be dinner, live music, silent auctions, and stories of hope and healing, all benefiting Soul to Soul Connection and its mental health support for veterans, first responders, military members, and their families.
And Friday morning, Good Morning LKN returns to Josh's Farmers Market in Mooresville from 7 to 9 a.m. Check out the market's new location and start your Friday with Good Morning LKN.
Also on August 28th, the Building Hope and Healing Hearts Dinner takes place at Trump National Golf Club in Mooresville. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres, an open bar, and dinner overlooking Lake Norman while supporting the Brown Family Grief Center and its mission to bring a dedicated grief center to Iredell County.
Saturday, August 29th brings Stand Up for Good to Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius. Comedy starts at 8 p.m., featuring Eric O'Shea, E.J. Masicampo, and host Ramona Holloway. Proceeds benefit Pharos Parenting and its child abuse prevention and family support programs.
For dates, details, tickets, and more events happening around the Lake Norman area, check out liveworkplaylkn.com.
That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the Macintosh Law Firm, visit macintoshlawfirm.com.
Shining a light on who's making a difference. It's Community Centered, hosted by Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. If you have a nonprofit in the Lake Norman area or beyond, but service the Lake Norman area, we would love to hear from you and get you on the show. Please call 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-STUDIO-4 and let us know, and we will be in touch with you. I can't believe it's the last segment.
Time flies.
It does. Zack, I love everything you're doing. You're touching and making such a difference in lives.
Our whole team.
Now, can somebody volunteer if that's something they might like to do? And what are your volunteer opportunities?
Absolutely. We like to say we're a small staff, but we have an army of volunteers that come. So every year we have around 3,500 volunteers that will come through our doors. We have a lot of opportunities for people to get involved. Our main volunteer shifts are Monday through Friday from 9 to 12 and from 1 to 4. And that could be just yourself. If you have a free day that you want to take and come and volunteer, we'll do that. But also, if you have a business and you want to have a team outing, instead of just maybe going to a restaurant or something, bring your team and y'all can volunteer together and actually go and serve families. So there's a couple of main volunteer opportunities. If you want to stay in the warehouse, we have opportunities there. We have some furniture that's been donated that's brand new, but in boxes, and so we have to assemble them. So if you ever enjoy building IKEA furniture, maybe I shouldn't say that as the entry point of how to volunteer, but there are some folks that we have that love doing that. And we have a full wood shop if you're handy with repair work. Would love to have you there. But then I'd say the best opportunity is actually coming in and you get to go with our team. And we have an amazing staff who feels called to the work that we do every day. And you can go with our team on a delivery to serve families.
That's life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I was sharing my first story. I started as a volunteer, and I think it's just powerful to be able to see the end user. Sometimes when you go to a nonprofit, you're not able to see that. It's not
That's right.
because they're not
Yeah.
doing important work. It's
Well,
because
sometimes you can't.
can't.
Yeah.
Exactly. But with the work we do, we're privileged that we have the opportunity to let you come and love on your
Now,
neighbor.
do you have fundraisers along every now and then?
We do. So our biggest fundraiser currently is a golf tournament.
Okay.
And that we just had one in March this year, but we'll have one again in May. So if you enjoy playing golf, we'd
Oh,
love
good.
to have you.
And where do you play?
We play at TPC Piper Glen
Okay.
in Charlotte. So a little bit of a drive from here, but
Yeah.
it's a great golf course and
Okay.
allows us to raise a lot of money.
Good,
So
good.
it's an awesome opportunity. We'd love anybody who's hearing this to participate.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Um, what about growth? What kind of goals have you set for yourself?
Yeah, so in the last 3 years, we've moved warehouses. We added a space up in Statesville, actually, as an expanded space to be able to say yes when furniture was out there, because we started to see there were companies that had items that they weren't going to use, and they wanted to send truckloads of furniture.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
And
Right.
again, a sustainability standpoint, instead of it going to the landfill, let's reuse it. They
Yeah.
can get a tax write-off, and then we can use it for the families that we're serving. So
Sure.
when we moved into that larger space, we went from serving 700 families a year to 1,400 families
Wow.
a year.
That's huge.
Doubled it.
Yep.
So we've doubled over the last 3 years, and now that we're in one consolidated space in Charlotte, we're anticipating to serve 1,500 families this year, and that was with entire move of two different warehouses that took most of our first half of the year. We were continuing to serve families during that, but yeah, we just want to continue to meet the need in the city that we're serving in, Mecklenburg, Cabarrus, and Union, and then any of the other counties that are directly next to Mecklenburg. In the future, we hope to have an ability to get to those families with beds and furniture.
We do need to give a shout out to Sweet Dreams, Katie and Greg Law. They have been
Yes.
generous sponsors, and I'm sure that they've given you a lot of mattresses. Our friend Matt Man, Andy, I'm sure, who is put on. Have you ever met him, Margie? He
Oh,
puts on a
yes.
cape, and he'd be a great
Yeah.
show to do. I know that they are very big into giving and donating to Beds for Kids. And one thing too, Zach, that I want to mention is the George Searle Memorial Initiative. So
Yes.
George Searle was a friend of ours at the Peninsula Community Foundation. He passed away unexpectedly, and generously, people made a memorial fund for him, where folks, or few of us, 7 different organizations, could apply for it for some special families. And I know that you were one of those recipients of that, because George loved Beds for Kids. He would always, when he'd come to Hope House, say, "Do you guys know about Beds for Kids?" We were like, "We know about Beds for Kids, George. We've been partners for a while." But he just was so impressed with the work that you guys were doing. And I wonder if you could speak on that.
Yeah, he was just a special man.
Yes, very
What
much
he
so.
meant to this community. But he started coming by our warehouse. I probably met him 5 years ago for the first time, and I got to go on deliveries with him. And I think that's when he really caught just the vision of what we do and the importance of the work. But yeah, dearly miss George,
Yeah.
and I know our community feels that as well.
Mhm.
But he really enjoyed the fact that you could go directly and see the families that we were serving with beds and furniture, and he was always in our corner. If we had a need, he wanted us to reach out, and he always was pointing us again to other nonprofits
Yeah.
that were doing amazing work
Yeah.
and letting us know we should be partnering with them.
He
if we
was like
weren't.
this
Well,
giant radio tower.
Yes. Yeah.
He just
And this
connected.
area is huge at doing that. The nonprofits that support each other is amazing.
Which, shout out to the chamber tomorrow. I
That's
think there's
right.
the Lake Norman
Yes.
Roundtable meeting. When is that? 9?
9 o'clock.
And it's at Bridge of Hearts,
Yes.
I think. And if
Yeah.
you're a nonprofit and you're listening, it's a great opportunity for you to network, meet other nonprofits, and find out what other folks are doing.
And you do not have to be a chamber member. You can just go as a guest.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a great way to just share resources and
Yes.
time together and just support. I think that's really important, that other nonprofits get together and
Well,
pat each other
especially
on the
when you're
back.
starting a nonprofit, it feels so lonely. You are alone.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, oh gosh, I don't know where to start or what to do. Or
Well, you think about the work that we do with housing, right? I mean, we need food, we need beds, we need mental health, we need all of that stuff. So anybody that's doing that, and our kids need so much support out there. We're seeing so many obstacles and barriers. So, coming together to just not operate in silos and be a team in making hope happen.
That's right. With a
Was
smile.
really, yes, with a smile. Let's not forget that, which is really, really important. Zach, it's been such a pleasure having you here on WSIC Community Centered. What does hope look like to you?
Yeah, I think specifically one of the stories that has always stuck with me, again, about providing beds and furniture to a family. And you think about it as the different items. A bed obviously is important for sleep, and a table is important for a family to be able to gather around and share a meal. But we had gathered around at this time to share a prayer together again. And the little boy came running in and said, "Now we can have friends over." And I think, again, going back full circle to what furniture poverty is, it hides behind doors, and it's something that you're not wanting to tell everybody.
That's right.
That I don't have everything. When we are able to go in and provide a full home of furniture, it provides a space that people are proud of, that they want to invite people into. And I believe that's hope for these families that are working hard.
That's beautiful. It truly is. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
That's what keeps us
That's right.
doing this every single day, right, Jen?
That's right.
Jen has been working hard all day today getting one of our cottages, the Joy Cottage, ready to transition a family into one on Thursday. And that's always a moment for us where we are holding someone's hope, right? We talk about that emotion of what it looks like, is that anticipation of what their new life is going to look like. Even, nobody's like, oh, yeah, I got to go to Hope House. But the fact that they're going to have an opportunity, and that at the end of it can be a bed and
Yeah.
furniture for their families, and all the other opportunities that they get that we work really hard to provide to them, but not as a handout, right? Like, we're trying to give them a hand up in this game that we call life, and giving them a new opportunity to have that. Jen, what does hope look like to you?
Hope it's a big word.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a lot of ladies that they ask me to hold their hope while they're going through the program.
Mm.
And then I'm able to give it back when they leave.
What does we say? Hope, that's a gift that's invisible, but yet can be seen. It's truly that, right? You can't see it, but
Yeah.
you know that if you're waiting in the wings and holding on to it for someone, you can certainly borrow it, and you can give it back to them when they've landed with beds for kids. And the story ends there,
Yeah.
right? With a great big exclamation point on the end of their hope that they got the new opportunity. It's incredible that we're gifted with that. Margie, I
Yeah.
think you need to get on that truck and go on a moving, because you would be telling them how to decorate and how to move things around. And, and not only do you give away the beds and the furniture, but the beds come with a mattress pad and sheets and bedding and a pillow. So it's not just like, oh, yeah, here's your bed. No, you get a complete bed,
That's beautiful.
something to sleep in that night. And that's really something very, very special. So we thank you for being a guest here on
Yes,
Community
this was
Center.
terrific.
We hope you'll come back with more stories and tell us about more hope. We need to put hope back in the headlines and share some of these incredible stories of what you guys are doing.
Thank y'all so much for having me. And we're thankful for the partnership.
We
of
appreciate
Hope
you
House.
guys.
We're definitely grateful for Beds for Kids. So thanks so much, Zach.
Great radio doesn't end here. Catch the full episode and dive or into our archives on the WSIC News app.
WSIC 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM, Statesville, Lake Norman's home for local talk radio. WSIC, local starts here.